Hi, how are you? Hey, don't forget, subscribe. Okay, hit subscribe, follow, like, all of those things. Comment below. We're right on the edge of hitting our magic number, and we need your support.
I'm Sue,
And I'm Steve, and
and
we're
we're
aging
aging joyfully.
joyfully.
I'm reading this book, How to Make Disease Disappear. And I'm not going to try to say the name. The first one is, what's a Dr. Rangan, but I'm not going to try that last name. If you know me, you know I can't pronounce, well, I don't know, it doesn't look too hard. It's Chatterjee, I guess?
Chatterjee.
J?
Chatterjee.
Chatterjee or G.
J-E-E. J. All right.
I don't
well.
like mutilating names, but
Dr. Rangan Chatterjee.
Ring.
You
Okay,
get
so
it.
now we've mutilated it. I just finished Good Energy by Dr. Casey Means, which was a really interesting book. This one is eerily similar. This was written in 2018 and hers was written in 2024. It's very, very similar. Dr. Casey Means gives a lot more in-depth details, but the basic idea, the premise of the two books is identical to staying
Right.
healthy. And today we're talking about aging in place.
Yes, exactly. And that can happen if you're going to stay where you live right now and you're going to get older and you're going to stay there until your last days, then you have to be sure that your home, your place of residence, your domicile accommodates you getting older.
Well, I've been reading lots of articles, stories, seeing YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, and everybody's mad. The boomers saying they refuse to give up their big houses. There's many, many reasons for that. The biggest is, boy, I didn't know this myself, that if you have this huge gain, if you've lived in that house 30 or 40 years and have a huge gain, which is then income, your Medicare premiums could double. Like,
Wow. Wow.
that would be,
Double.
we can't even afford it at what it is right now, but doubling. And I don't know, it's not clear to me if it just doubles for a year or two or if it goes back after that 1 year of that huge income from selling your house. But that is one reason people are not moving.
Not going to sell your house, right?
Now, we don't have that issue because we've only lived here 6 years and we don't have those huge, huge gains. However, we have many other issues that we've examined the financial aspect of moving. And we have found that, first of all, there's huge, closing costs, realtors fees. Even if you sell it yourself, you've got those closing costs. The houses we looked at, would want a single story. And those single stories are always sold as retirement homes, which they instantly jack up the price. Even when they're 20 or 30 years old, they are really unaffordable. Then they need a lot of work. When we bought this house, we made an offer on a 2-bedroom, single-story home, and we did not get it because we had not sold our other house. And they had a HOA. That's another thing. They had an HOA, and it needed some work. It was it was about 20 years old.
It needed work. It was in a community where a lot of the residents were older.
Well, they were younger. There were some families.
There were some families too, yeah. At the house itself, though, needed some work to it, and that would have cost quite a bit.
Well, I mean, it didn't, it's more cosmetic. It was just a little outdated. It was fine. They had a new roof, and the things that needed, like the kitchen had brown cabinets and the white tile flooring, which we did not like that.
But the advantage was that in the HOA fee, they would mow your lawn. And I don't know, would they take care of your landscaping? Like, would they plant trees or?
Well,
no?
I think if they mowed the lawn, I'm not positive. I think they did landscaping and there was a pool. The problem is HOAs can do whatever they want. They can have special assessments if
Right.
they do have to replace a bunch of trees after their infestation or a big storm, which we've had so many storms. So
Right.
that could be a special assessment.
Right, or if you want to paint your house, it has to be approved. So, I mean, we've lived in a lot of communities with HOAs, and believe me,
We've lived in more without. Most of the places we've lived didn't have an HOA.
right. But we've lived in a lot of places that had HOAs, and it's not an advantage.
Well, our last one, they tried to charge us because our garbage can wasn't put behind the fence, and we had to put a lock on our gate because kids opened our gate and would let the dogs out, so we had to put a lock on it. We didn't do it just because we were going to. So we'd have to unlock it to get the garbage can in, and sometimes it would take a day or so, and they try to charge us for leaving it out one extra day. You know, they have a lot of, I mean, it was people in our neighborhood who ran it. And then they upped one year during the Great Recession. They upped when your fees were due. They pushed it forward a month, and when I didn't pay, we got a big assessment for being late. When every year it was, say, April, pushed it up to March, the year that nobody had money. That was ridiculous.
So in accommodating your house, accommodating for you getting older, you have to consider, possibly if you have a room on the first floor, if you have two levels, and if you have a downstairs level that you can make a bedroom out of a room, that would be wonderful, because that way you don't have to climb steps and cause a fall hazard, trip, whatever it comes down to. Make a bedroom out of one room.
Well, you need a bathroom too. So when we bought this house, we bought it because it had a bedroom and bathroom on the main level. We were definitely looking, we knew at some point we were going to need to be on the main level.
Right, and we didn't first use that bedroom on the first level as a bedroom. We moved into the primary bedroom on the second level, and we were there for how long?
I don't remember, 2-3 years.
2-3 years, and then we moved into the bedroom on the first floor, which that gave us an opportunity to not have to climb steps to go to bed.
Yes, but the bedroom has some negatives because it is very tiny. But we found that actually that's comforting. It's only big enough for a bed, and basically that is about it. It has a few other things, but not much of anything. And it has a small closet. So Steve still keeps his clothes upstairs while mine are downstairs. It has a full bathroom, not connected, but right next door. But it has a tub. And I knew when we bought it, I don't know why they put a tub in there, because somebody young was probably not going to live in that downstairs bedroom. It's probably going to be an office, or probably a teenager or parents. Their parents might live down there. So why they didn't put a shower in, I think it was a cost saving measure. So we knew that we wanted to one day change it to a shower.
Now it was a tub. It's a tub with a shower, and so you would say, well, it has a shower, so why change it? But it has a tub. So you have to lift your leg over the tub to get in. And there is a possible trip, fall hazard right there that you have. And you have to remember that your feet are going to be wet at some point. And to get over the tub and get onto the floor, there's a trip, slip, fall hazard right there.
Well, I've had balancing issues, so that adds to it. I've always gone upstairs to take a shower, and the laundry room is also upstairs. So you have to carry the heavy basket of clothes or bin or whatever you have, and all the clothes, or all my clothes and towels and kitchen towels, back downstairs.
Right,
So,
and it made sense to have the laundry room upstairs, because initially the primary bedroom, you would be up there, and that's where your clothes would be, and you just take them over to the laundry room. But we feel that it's important that you have a bedroom on the first floor, and you have a bathroom, full bathroom, and you have a shower.
so today we have a plumber coming. He has already stood us up once, and he's late today. But he is going to rip out our tub and put in a shower.
A walk-in shower, and it's a nice shower. We'll show you a picture of
I
it.
won't go that far. It's just a basic. I mean, it's nice that it has a lot of storage, but it's not a beautifully tiled, beautiful shower.
No,
just
it's
a
not a
basic-
beautiful shower. It's your basic shower, but it just is nice. It has shelves, and you can walk in. That's the advantage.
Right. We didn't want to pay $10,000. We don't have $10,000. So we just wanted. Well, also, Steve is looking at doing knee surgery, and he's not going to be able to do the steps. So that he'll want this shower. He will appreciate this shower once he does
Right.
that surgery.
That's going to be an advantage too, is having a shower downstairs, and well, going up the steps. Now my office is upstairs, so I do go up the steps to go to my office, and also I take a shower upstairs right now. And will that change? We'll see. Maybe with the knee surgery, of course it'll change. But for right now, I don't mind going up the steps.
Well, one day we may need to bring his desk down as he ages. What's interesting is today we went out to walk, and our 92-year-old neighbor's out there cutting his grass. 92. He says mother lived to 108. So he plans on living a long time, but he does have a riding lawnmower. We have a push mower, and I do often cut it because in the book I mentioned it does say, and the other books say, to do weightlifting twice a week, which I don't do. But cutting the grass without using the self-propelled,
Yeah.
that is like lifting weights. It's very tough. See, my muscles are building up.
Now we probably will be getting weights, and
We do have some weights. We have some kettlebells, and
yeah.
you could use bottles of water for weights. You could use 2 gallons of water or whatever.
Right.
Which right now we are storing our water for our CPAPs in that tub. So we're storing the big bag of dog food and the big container of dog food, and so we've got to find new places for that as I do start using the shower. Oh, and the hamper. The hamper. There's really no good place to keep the hamper, so it is in the tub right now too. Which I may still keep it in the shower on a mat and just move it out for when I take a shower.
Right. So we're waiting for the plumber. Hopefully he'll be here. He was supposed to be here at 10 o'clock this morning. Was texting him ahead of time to find out if we were still on schedule, and no response. And then I was texting him to tell me when he's in the driveway, and no response. And then I sent one saying, are we still scheduled for today, with my address? And he did respond when we were out walking, and he said he had a emergency in Atlanta, and he was going to head back home, empty his truck, and then head over here.
And we have no idea where he lives.
Right.
We don't know where he lives.
Right. So, and then I asked him to give me an estimate, and of course he hasn't responded. So we're at home the rest of the day, thinking that he is going to be here at some point. He's probably going to be working till 8, 9 o'clock tonight. But hey, at least we'll have the shower in, and we'll go from there.
Well, there's 2 things I'm kind of concerned about. One is the tile floor. He said the shower will come out more, so he's going to actually cut away some of the tile. He said it should be fine. We may have to just grout it. 2 is the drywall. He said we may need to repair it, and he has a drywall friend, so I'm pretty sure he's going to damage our drywall. Because he fixed our toilet upstairs when it was leaking, and his drywall friend fixed the drywall. So I'm afraid he's going to intentionally damage the drywall so that we have to use his friend again. I'm hoping that he doesn't, because that's going to add to the cost of this.
Right.
But I personally like to plan. I've always been a planner, and Steve's brother is turning 82 and his sister-in-law is turning 81, and they have bedrooms upstairs, and they're steep steps, not split. Or I mean, I guess they could get the seat chair to go up because it is one continuous, which they probably will need to do because she's been in the hospital. This is her 2nd time in the last 6 months for serious things, so she's probably pretty weak. I don't know if she's able to go upstairs or if she is sleeping on the couch or downstairs. They have no bedroom downstairs, and they bought their house in their 60s after they retired. So I thought that was a little bit crazy to not. I mean, if you bought it in your 40s, maybe, but I've known people in their 40s who have been unable to walk. Our realtor she's in her 40s when she helped us buy this house, and she told us to get a bedroom on the main level because she has a bad back. And she said you should always have a bedroom on the main level, even when you're young, not just. And most of our houses, we actually did have the primary on the main level, but a lot of houses didn't. The ones that we like to have it on the main level and the kids' bedrooms upstairs if we were able to. So I'm still wearing the heart monitor. It's becoming a little bit of a pain. I decided, because you have to charge it about every 3 to 5 days, I decided to change the strip out again. Steve had gotten some sensitive strips because they're willing to give him more strips. They were unwilling to give me any more strips because mine was pretty red as well. His was worse, but I thought since I'm charging it, I should go ahead and change out the strips. So did that yesterday. Hopefully that's the last time I'll change the strip because it's just raw. When you change it, I let it sit for 2 hours and use Vaseline to get it off. It doesn't really help. So I don't think they're going to really find a lot. So we'll be getting this off. We've changed our diet. We're going to do some videos on our food, show you some of the wonderful food we've been making.
Oh, yeah.
And this book and Good Energy both stress that it needs to become a habit. You change your diet and then eventually it becomes your habit. Now, we did have company, so that totally ruined our diet.
Right. And then our grandson's birthday at my favorite.
Well, that's why our company came to
Yeah.
go to our grandson's birthday dinner.
At a restaurant, an Italian restaurant, which I haven't had good Italian food in a while since we've been on this diet, and
Well,
just totally blew it.
cut back. We used to eat Italian quite a bit. I remember when we lived in Buffalo, our realtor up there told me not to eat so much Italian. She would tell me because I was a little bit heavy, even heavier then. And I loved lasagna. That was always my favorite. When I was a child, I would beg my mother to make lasagna for my birthday every year because she rarely made it because you had to boil the noodles. And today there's like no boiled noodles.
No boiled noodles.
But I didn't get. I stayed healthy at the Italian restaurant. I got
Yeah,
salmon,
you
so
ate
I'm
salmon.
gonna show. I took a picture of mine. Because what did you
no,
get?
I didn't.
What
I
did you-
got shrimp Alfredo.
And you're not really supposed to
Linguine.
have. Not supposed to have shrimp. Most people say you're not supposed to have shrimp with high cholesterol, but I have read that that doesn't matter. Some people say I don't know what to believe because you get difference of opinion. Some people said shrimp doesn't matter. You go ahead and eat that shrimp.
Yeah, I think you live your life.
Well, you can't just live your life because we're trying to get our LDL and cholesterol numbers down. But Steve came up with an idea because we're not getting our blood till October. He said, why don't we pay out of pocket and do it maybe the end of August just to see if we're going in the right direction because we started about the end of June. So that's almost 2 months. So just to see if it's not coming down, we're doing something wrong. But he wanted to just see if we're going the right direction. Then we still have about another 5 or 6 weeks before we get the official blood work from the cardiologist. So we might do that. He thought it was 59, right?
Right.
59 at Quest,
Right,
out of
Quest
pocket,
Labs. Yep.
which would be 120 for the two of us.
Right. Like I said in the last video, is that you can go to Quest Labs or LabCorp and they do testing and they'll give you the results and they have somebody read it there.
Yeah, they have appointments instantly and you get
Yeah.
the results instantly.
Yeah, instantly.
So that's a good idea. I'm a little nervous that if it isn't going down, because both of these books also stressed that if you're stressed, that's worse than your diet. You can have the best diet in the world and exercise and lose weight, but if you're stressed, and that's what I think a big part of ours was in the last year, we were stressed, and now we're learning to deal with stress, not watching news as often, walking more often, playing games.
Yes. And so we have to just give it a couple weeks for the rest of this partying to clean out of our systems and then get it done.
Well, we're thinking maybe the end of August to get it tested, and then
Right.
I will be nervous. But and sleep's so important too. Which overall, I think we both
Yeah.
sleep pretty well. I mean,
I think so.
one thing I don't do, and they both said it: get up in the morning, go out in the sun instantly to set your
Circadian rhythm.
So I don't go out first thing. We do walk within an hour or two, but they said get out right away, sit out there 15 minutes, and wear goggles. So I wore these goggles. I have a pair, and they left marks last night. I wore them last night because there are some lights, like there's the alarm clock light, and my phone or watch charging has a green light. There are some green lights that they say do interfere with your sleep. So I have been waking up in the middle of the night, which is something kind of new. I never did that for years and years. So now I'm trying to take their suggestions of, get out, get in nature, and just your food. No, not to drink caffeine afternoon. And I don't drink caffeine, but I drink decaf, and that does have caffeine in it. Decaf coffee or tea does have caffeine. And something I just learned, I didn't know this, that coffee is bad for your LDL. I was drinking a ton of coffee to lose weight before. Instead of eating, I was drinking coffee all day. And that's when my LDL and cholesterol went up. And I read that the chemicals in your coffee, any coffee, does make your LDL go up, except
When you use a filter to filter your coffee.
But we don't because we have a Keurig, and we did change we changed from the little cups to ground up coffee, but it's not filtered in the Keurig. So I am cutting down to 1 cup, which is really almost 2 because it's a large cup. So 1 cup is technically 8 ounces. What is one large cup in a Keurig? That could be 12 or 14. I don't really know.
No, it's I think 12 ounces at the most.
So that's 1.5.
Right.
Technically one.
So I am going to get some filters, and I make fresh coffee not using a Keurig once or twice a week, and I can put a filter in there, and then Sue can pour her coffee through a filter before she drinks it, and that'll supposedly.
I thought you had to filter
her.
the grounds, not the coffee.
Well, you're gonna make the coffee, and then you're gonna filter that.
But I was saying I thought you were supposed to filter
Well,
the
I don't know.
grounds.
I don't know if it makes a difference.
I don't know, but I think I'm trying to switch to tea for 2 cups. I was drinking 3 cups of coffee a day, so now, which is more than 3 because it's really 12 ounces. So that's really almost over 4 cups. So I'm cutting down to tea, which does not affect your LDL, decaf tea with nothing added, and 1 cup, which is really 1.5 because it's 12 ounce. It's a 12-ounce cup. See, we don't
Right.
even know sizes because everything's. If you go to
Super
dishes,
size.
well, if you go to dishes in the 50s, the coffee cups were these little China coffee cups, which were 8 ounces. But today's coffee cups are jumbo, like 12 or 16, probably 16 ounces. So we don't even know accurate sizes. When they say 1 cup, we're thinking of the jumbo coffee mug.
Right.
And that's really 2 cups right there.
So anyway, we'll show you some pictures before and after with regards to the bathtub change to the shower. And remember, subscribe, hit like, comment.
And we're not going to show the workman because we respect people's privacy. So we're not going to show him working. But if I could get in there in between as it's ripped out or whatnot, I'll show some of those pictures. And he did just change our toilet 2 or 3 weeks ago because it was running all day long and it needed to be repaired. So we went ahead and changed it, and it's so high I can barely reach the floor now on that toilet. It's higher up, and
It's a beautiful throne.
he's a tall guy, so he's like, "Yeah, this is great. This is great." I'm like, I'm tiptoe sitting on the toilet now. So
Anyway,
until we see you again.
take it easy.